Hello students, this is your AM ma'am and today we are going to begin with the chapter Verbs expressing the past. First, let's look at the form of simple past. As we can see, the positive form, I played, we played, you played, they played, he played, she played, it played. Now let's look at the negative form. I did not play or didn't play. We did not play or didn't play. You did not play or didn't play. They did not play or didn't play. He did not play or didn't play. She did not play or didn't play. It did not play or didn't play. Now let's move on to the next form, that is the question form. Now, did I play? Did we play? Did you play? Did they play? Did he play? Did she play? And did it play? Alright, so these are the forms. Now let's move on. Now let us see the uses of simple past. To express actions finished before the time of speaking. Let us look at the example. I met my friend yesterday. So it has finished. I met her yesterday. Past habits. As a kid, I liked a glass of hot milk at bedtime. Express an action that took place over a period of time. I lived in the hostel from 2012 to 2015. So, it is something that took place in the past. Report a sequence of events that happened in the past. For example, this morning, I cooked food, I cleaned the house and washed the clothes. Very common thing that we are doing nowadays during the period of lockdown. Oh, I should have added and made videos for my dear students, isn't it? Let's move on. And now let's see the past continuous form. The positive form, I was playing, he was playing, she was playing, it was playing. Now if I'm going to say we, it's plural, so it becomes we were playing, you were playing, they were playing. By the way, with you, that is the second person, we are always going to use were. Now let's look at the negative form. I was not playing or I wasn't playing. He was not playing or he wasn't playing. She was not playing or she wasn't playing. It was not playing or it wasn't playing. Again the same thing for the plural. We were not playing or weren't playing. Second person you, always it is going to be you were not playing or you weren't playing. They were not playing or they weren't playing. Now let's move on to the question form. Was I playing? Was he playing? Was she playing? Was it playing? And if I'm going to say in the plural, were we playing? Second person, plural or singular, were you playing? Were they playing? Clear? Very, very simple. Now let's look at the uses of the past continuous tense. An action in progress at some moment before the time of speaking. See? Now let's look at the example to get a clearer idea. It was raining hard at 4 o'clock last evening. I was getting ready to go to school. So you see, action in progress at some moment. This is the action that was in progress at some moment before the time of speaking. So now I am saying that it was raining at 4 o'clock. Now I am saying I was getting ready to go to school. Clear? Now, let's look at the next one. Simple past and past continuous together are used to suggest that something happened when another action was in progress. Let's look at the example, shall we? The phone rang when I was watching television. Okay? Anil married Rekha when they were working together. So, you see, simple past, rang, and past continuous, was watching. They are used together here to suggest that something happened. What happened? The phone rang. That happened when another action was in progress. What was in progress? I was watching television. Similarly, this happened. Marriage. Anil married Rekha. What was in progress? When they were working together. Okay? So let's move on. Now children, to get a better understanding of this particular sentence, let me put it on the timeline for you. See, this is the timeline and the sentence is, the phone rang when I was watching television. So, what happened? The phone rang at this particular time and I was watching television. I was watching television throughout this green dotted time. I was watching television. So, and this is the time of speaking. When I am telling about something in the past. Something happened, the phone rang, that is at this particular time, and throughout this time, that was the action that was in progress. I was watching television. And this is the time when I am saying the whole thing. Okay, clear? Great, let's move on. Okay, present perfect. Let's look at the forms, shall we? Very easy, we all know it. I have played or I've played. We have played or we've played. You have played or you've played. They have played or they've played. And now, he has played, she has played, it has played or he has played, she has played or it is played. Now let's look at the negative form. I have not played or I haven't played. We have not played or we haven't played. You have not played or you haven't played. They have not played or they haven't played. Similarly, he has not played or he hasn't played. She has not played or she hasn't played. It has not played or it hasn't played. Children, please be careful with the singular and plural. Whenever you say I, even though it is singular, you use have or have not. And whenever you are going to use he, she, it, that is the singular, it must be has not. Okay? Great. Now let's move on to the question form, shall we? Present perfect form. Question. Have I played? Have we played? Have you played? Have they played? Has he played? Has she played? Or has it played? It looks like she has definitely played with a beautiful bubble, isn't it? Now let's move on to its uses. Present perfect uses. What do we do? Express an action that has just been completed. Let us look at the example. Susie is saying, have you heard from Annie? Bridget is answering, I've just got a letter from her. I've just got a letter from her. That is, the action has just been completed. The letter that she has got. Alright? Next, express an action completed sometime in the past but linked with the present. That is, the action in the past has a result now. Let's look at the example, shall we? The principal has extended the date to pay fees. Alright, so how is it linked? We can pay the fees now without any fine, isn't it? Great one. Move on, let's move on. Now the words that are used when we use present perfect tense. Just, already, yet, ever. Let's look at just. When do you use just? When you want to say something that is a very short time ago. Let's look at the example. I've just gone through your book. It's a great book. Already, something that happened sooner than expected. Let's look at the example. I've already paid the telephone bill. A very responsible man. He did it sooner than was expected of him. Good man. Yet, it means until now. Normally, it is used in questions and negative sentences. Example, has the train arrived yet? I have not done the work yet. So, in questions and in negative sentences. Alright. Now, let's look at the next one. That is ever. In questions with present tense. Example, have you ever been to France? That's the example. So, you're asking a question with ever. Alright. Let's move on. Simple past or present perfect. Children, please clearly follow what I'm about to say. Both simple past and present perfect express past actions. Both of them past actions. Now, what is simple past? Simple past, a past action not linked with the present, and present perfect, a past action linked with the present. It's very important for you to understand that big difference. Alright. Now, a very important point indeed. Very. Do not use any time expression with the present perfect tense. For example, last year, yesterday, etc. Right. Now, children, remember, in every video, there is something special for you at the end. Even in this one, I have a special slide on common errors that we tend to do in English. But to know that, hang on. We all know patience is a virtue. Let's move on. So, simple past and present perfect. The difference? Let's analyze it with examples and timelines. What is simple past? I have already explained. A past action not linked with the present. So, I bought a computer last year. The action of buying the computer has no link with the present. Okay, let's see here. Past, I bought a computer. Present, okay, so I bought a computer last year. I'm just saying it. There isn't any link over here. Now let's look at present perfect. A past action linked with the present. Remember children, it is always linked with the present. I have bought a computer. Link, so I can work faster now. Let's look at the timeline. So here I bought the computer and here I'm saying I have bought a computer. Therefore the link over here is I can work much faster now. Clear? Great. Let's move on, shall we? The past perfect form. Alright. Again, same thing. The positive form, I had played or I'd played. We had played or we'd played. You had played or you'd played. They had played or they'd played. He had played or he'd played. She had played or she'd played. It had played or it'd played. And for the negative, the same thing. I had not played or I hadn't played. We had not played or we hadn't played. You had not played or you hadn't played. They had not played or they hadn't played. He had not played or he hadn't played. She had not played or she hadn't played. It had not played or it hadn't played. Now let's look at the question form. Had I played? Had we played? Had you played? Had he played? Had she played? Had it played? Now let's move on to the uses. Here we are. Past perfect uses. What is the use? Express an action completed before a given moment in the past. For a better understanding, let's look at the example. The doctor came after the patient had died. Let's look at it on the timeline. See, here, this point suggests the patient had died. This point here, the doctor came. And this is my time of speaking. Children, always remember the action that takes place first goes with had. And the action that takes place after that goes with simple past. Alright, very easy to remember. The one that happens first goes with had, and the one that happens after that is simple past. Clear? Let's move on. Past perfect uses continued. Let's see. They are used with verbs such as hope, expect, think, mean, suppose, want, etc. to suggest that an expected past action did not take place. So it was expected to happen, but it did not take place. Examples. I had thought of inviting at least some of my close relatives, but I didn't. We had hoped that most of the students would be present, but they weren't. On the day of class test, many a times we have experienced this. You are deliberately absent, isn't it? Naughty you. Next time be present. Alright, let's move on, shall we? Present perfect continuous form. The positive form. I have been playing, I've been playing, we have been playing, we've been playing, you have been playing, you've been playing, they have been playing, they've been playing. He has been playing, he's been playing, she has been playing, she's been playing, or it has been playing, it's been playing. Always remember, have with plural, has with singular, and I always means have. Now, the negative form. I have not been playing. We have not been playing. They have not been playing. You have not been playing, or haven't been playing. And again here, he has not been playing, or he hasn't been playing. She has not been playing, or she hasn't been playing. It has not been playing, or it hasn't been playing. Now let's look at the question form. The forms are really very easy, isn't it? Present perfect continuous form, question. Have I been playing? Have we been playing? Have you been playing? Have they been playing? As far as they are concerned, they have definitely been playing, isn't it? Has he been playing? Has she been playing? Has it been playing? Alright? Let's move on to the uses. Present perfect uses. It is used to express an action that began in the past and has been in progress till the time of speaking. Alright, let's look at the example. I have been waiting for the bus since 6 o'clock. That is, I started waiting at 6 o'clock and am still waiting. Let's look at the sentence on the timeline. See, I started waiting here. That is, since 6 o'clock. So I've been waiting since 6 o'clock. And here I am, that is my time of speaking. I am still waiting. I know, look at this boy. Sad face, waiting for the bus, which has not yet arrived. Let's move on. Present perfect continuous uses continued. Express an action that finished just a short while ago. Example, a stray goat has been treading over these flower beds. You see the stray goat here? It has been treading over these flower beds. Well, it has gone now. Alright, so a short while ago, it has gone. Let's look at the next use. Express an action that stops at the present moment. Let's look at the example. How long have you been waiting for me? So, here, your waiting for me stops as I have come. The two friends now seem happy. They were waiting for each other. Let's move on, shall we? Now, children, there are certain words that we use with present perfect continuous. And one such word is since. Let's see what it means. A point of time. Remember, point of time at which an action started. Since 5 a.m. Since childhood. Since 2012. Let's look at the example. Mr. Malhotra has been talking to his staff since 9 a.m. Let's put it on the timeline. This is 9 a.m. and he started talking. And this is the time of speaking. He is still talking. So I am emphasizing on the point of time, that is 9 a.m. Alright. Now let's look at the next one, that is for. Now let's look at the next one, that is for. What does it mean? A period of time for which an action has been going on. A period. This is the difference. For an hour, for a long time, for years. Let's look at the example. Mr. Malhotra has been talking to his staff for 2 hours. Let's put it on the timeline. Here, Mr. Malhotra started talking. Now, my focus is on the whole time. That is, the whole period of time, 2 hours. Mr. Malhotra has been talking. And this is the time of speaking. Okay? In the previous one, since it was that particular point at which he started talking. But here, it is the period of time, that is 2 hours, throughout. Clear? Let's move on. Present continuous or present perfect continuous. Okay, let's understand the difference. Sam is sleeping. The emphasis is on the activity that is in progress at the time of speaking. Whereas when I'm saying Sam has been sleeping, my emphasis is on the duration, okay, for which the activity has been in progress. Here, the activity is on emphasis. Here, the duration is on emphasis. Alright. So, pretty Sam, he's sleeping with his teddy bear. Okay, bye-bye Sam. So, we are moving on. Present perfect continuous form. Again, we are back to discussing the form. This time, I'm not going to go through reading the whole thing. I've been doing it in the last couple of slides. You see it yourself. See, I, we, you, they, he, she, it had been playing. Or I could say I had been playing or I'd been playing. Similarly, we'd been playing, you'd been playing. Alright, we can go on. And the negative, I, we, you, they, he, she, it had not been playing, or I had not been playing. I hadn't been playing. We hadn't been playing. Alright, this is how you keep on saying. Keep on saying while I move on to the next slide. You don't stop. You keep on saying. Alright, stop now. Past perfect continuous form question. Had I been playing? We been playing? You been playing? The same thing. Had they been playing? Had he been playing? Had she been playing? Had it been playing? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What is he doing? Playing with the leaves. Enjoying himself. Cool. Let's move on to the past perfect continuous uses. It is used to express an action that began before a definite moment. It began before a definite moment in the past, had continued up to that moment, still going on till that moment, and was still in progress at that moment, or had recently finished. What did ma'am just say? Relax. Let's look at the example, shall we? She had been sleeping for 3 hours when I reached her house. So, she had been sleeping for 3 hours when I reached her house. Let us analyze it on the timeline. See, this is the point. She was sleeping. I reached her house at this point, and this is the timing of 3 hours. So throughout she had been sleeping, and this is the time of speaking. Alright, so she was sleeping, sleeping. I reached her house at this point, and now I am saying about that. So She had been sleeping for 3 hours when I reached her house. And all this I'm saying now. This is my time of speaking. Now you go back and you read what I said again. An action that began before a definite moment. It began over here in the past. Of course, it's in the past. Had continued up to that moment. It continued up to here. And then it was still in progress at that moment. It's still progressing over here till this moment. Or had recently finished. It finished over here. Alright. And this is my time of speaking. Okay? Let's move on. Now children, when you're using the have, has or had verb, we often use used to with it. What does it mean? It suggests a past situation that is no longer true. It tells us about a repeated action in the past which has now changed. Let's look at the examples. I used to have long hair, but now I don't. I have short hair. I used to live in that white house, but now I don't. She used not to like broccoli. It's less common nowadays and it's kind of obsolete. Well, so what do we say now? She never used to like broccoli before, but now she does. Okay? He used to live here, didn't he? But now he doesn't. Alright, so a repeated action in the past. These are the actions in the past which has now changed. They have now changed. Now, this is the end of the chapter. There are many exercises in your books. So, after you see the video, you have to do them. They are your assignments. Of course, I am going to upload the answer key in a day or two. In the meanwhile, if there is any problem with the chapter, anything that you don't follow, you're free to call me. And please comment below about the video, how you liked it, if there is any confusion, whatever you want to say. And now the showstopper, common errors. Remember, I told you I will be giving you a special slide on common errors. Let's see. Here we are. We did not meet before. It's wrong. You should not say that. We have to say we have not met before. Have you seen her yesterday? It's wrong. You don't say that. Did you see her yesterday? Okay? We have won many matches in 2001. Absolutely wrong. You can't say that. We won many matches in 2001. As far as this one is concerned, you remember I told you before. I hope you remember. You never use time expressions denoting the past with present perfect. You can never do that. Alright. So that's it for the day. See you again in my next video. Till then, all of you, do your assignments. See the video a couple of more times for clarification. You can call me as I told you. And stay home, stay safe, and be very, very happy. Bye-bye.